guys, what is up? Today it is me, Chainsaw Gaming, and today I'm going to be making the top 5 most improved guns when pack-punched in Call of Duty Zombies. Now this list is going to be of the guns that may not be so good originally. For example, maybe like, let's say, has nothing to do with the list, but let's say Carpenter was a gun, and when you pack-punched a Carpenter, it made it so that they rebuilt barriers that were metal. So something that might change about the gun, you'll understand when I do it. Something that changes about it that makes it way better than its original form. And, yeah, so let's get into the list. Okay, guys, so coming in at the number 5 spot, we have the RPG. And when it is pack-punched, it becomes the rocket-propelled Grievance. You may be wondering, Shane, how could this gun get that much better? It sucks. And I'm like, well, what if I told you that for some reason this thing defies physics and decide that with one missile in the gun, it decides that it can have 8 bullets in the clip? I mean, what need I say more? A rocket launcher that shoots like a machine gun with 8 bullets. Okay, guys, so coming in at the number 4 spot, we have a tie between the MR6, which becomes the Death and Taxes, which are most of the Bo3 maps, starting pistols, and the Bloodhound for Shadows of Evil, which becomes the Meat Wagon. Now, these guns are basically the same exact thing. The only difference and reason why I tied them is because they're just different starting pistols. Now, what happens when you pack-a-punch both these guns is that they become dual-wield pistols that shoot contact grenades, and they are so good. They literally, they just freaking destroy people. But the reason why I put them at number 4 only is because of the fact that there's no PhD flopper in this game. And had there been PhD flopper, it would have been a different story. They probably would have tied with another gun on the list. But that's the only difference, is the availability of PhD flopper. But otherwise, these guns are really great. And besides, like, nobody would keep the starting pistol, and the fact that the pack punch is the only thing that makes you want to keep it really proves that it improves a ton when you pack punch it, and that is why it comes in at number 4. Okay, guys, so coming in at the number 3 spot, we have the crossbow, which when pack punch becomes the Awful Lawton. And you may be wondering, Shane, how the heck does this thing get any better than what it is? Now, let me answer your question. So, instead of shooting arrows, you know, what it should shoot, it basically shoots monkey bomb arrows. So if you've never seen it before, what it does is when you shoot an arrow, like let's say if you were to shoot it at the ground or like in the teleporter in Kino der Toten, because for some reason the zombies find the arrows attractive for some reason, and they decide they want to freaking kiss it. So they go and they try to crowd around the freaking arrow before it blows them up and crushes all their hopes and dreams, just like a monkey bomb. And yeah, so that is basically why it comes in at freaking number 3, because like it's so good for training. Like if you get in a tough situation, you just freaking shoot this thing at the ground and it's like throwing a monkey bomb, but you have a ton of bullets for it, and that's why it comes in at number 3. Okay, guys, so coming in at the number 2 spot, we have the KRM 262, which when pack punch becomes the Dragon's Glare. Now this thing, when you pack punch this thing, oh my god, it goes from 0 to 100 real quick. It's actually really close from meeting the top number 1 spot. This thing's fire rate goes nuts off the wall. When you freaking pack punch this thing, you literally can just the cockback freaking lasts less than a second. You just freaking spam it, and you can just shoot it again. It's like shooting the brekkie. Like, it's unbelievable. You just don't even have to like really stop, and you can just spam right trigger, and it's so good. And you just shoot through the hip. And I'm just going to show you this clip real fast, and you'll understand what I mean. Okay, so as you can see, the Dragon's Glare is a beast. Once I used it, I fell in love with it. I mean, I never expected it to be this good when pack punched, and that is why it comes in at the number 2 spot. Okay, guys, so before I reveal the number 1 spot, I have 3 honorable mentions. The first one is the War Machine, which is terrible, and you literally can't get any kills with it. But when it's pack punched, it gets contact grenades instead, which you can is somewhat viable. So it improves, but it's not enough to make the list. The second one is the FAL, which, I mean, is not too bad normally, but when you pack a punch it, it becomes an overall better gun, but it just wasn't, like, significant enough to make the list. And the last one is the Wonder Waff, which, even though it is a wonder weapon, it still is, like, when it's pack punched, it gets a bunch more ammo, which is really good for the Wonder Waff since it has nothing of that, and it just ends up being really helpful to have it pack punched. And so those are the honorable mentions. Guys, so coming in at the number 1 spot, we have the M1911, which when pack punch become the fan favorite dual-wield explosive pistols, the Mustang and Sally. The reason why these guns are at number 1 for the most improved is because of the fact that they're starting pistols. Nobody wants those guns, except for the fact that they become absolute beasts when they blow up zombies in your training with PhD Flopper with these guns. Like, seriously. Most of the Black Ops 1 maps have PhD Flopper, and that's why they didn't get tied with the other dual-wield explosives, because of the fact that they weren't able to be used with PhD. Now, these guns, like, if you were training a bunch of zombies and they cornered you, you just spam it at the ground and they're all gone. And it's just a phenomenal gun, and that is why they come in at the number 1 spot. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video of the top 5 most improved guns when pack punched. If you guys want another top 5, please leave a comment below, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.